Welcome. Today is Thursday, October 31st, 2024. It is 3 p.m. We are in the council chambers, the Township of Greater Madawaska. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Resolution?
Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Greater Madawaska calls to order the October 31st, 2024 special council meeting at 3:01 p.m.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Tripp, second. Councillor Popke. All in favor? So carried. Section 2, 2.1, the approval of the agenda. A resolution, please.
That the agenda of the special council meeting of October 31st, 2024 be approved as presented.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Popke, second by Councillor Tripp. All in favor? That is carried. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? There are none seen. We'll move on to Section 4, 4.1, River Lane Estates. Township comments and draft conditions for file number 47-T24001 and 47-T24002. Resolution, please.
That council endorse the proposed conditions of draft plan approval for plan of subdivision condominium 47T-24001 and 47CD-24002, and that council repeal resolution number 18924.
Thank you. Do we have a mover? Councillor Tripp, second by Councillor Popke. Background, please. Kent, I think this is going to Kent, is it correct?
Yes.
Kent?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And just briefly, as council's aware, last meeting, we presented draft plan conditions for the River Lane Estates subdivision. What was included in the conditions was a reference to what's known as the PASCO agreement. It's a legal agreement that's in place that relates to access to this property. That reference to the PASCO agreement should not have been included in the draft plan conditions. So we have removed those conditions. This was after discussion, of course, with the county and the township solicitor. So that reference to the agreement has been removed. And there are also just a couple small tweaks to the conditions that were suggested by the county, which certainly don't have necessarily any bearing on the outcome of the subdivision or the outcome of the decision ultimately. So that is what's before you today. It's just simply new conditions, which for the most part are generally the same, with of course with the removal of the PASCO reference.
Thank you. Any questions from council? I just have one. If you could just walk us through the couple of, you referred to them as tweaks from the county. What were they?
So if we can look to, if you have the conditions in front of you, there was I'll have to look here. There were references to the need for slope stability studies for the lots, for individual lots. I can't recall if you give me one moment, I can bring up the tract version. Just give me one moment, because I don't think that we have a tract version that's shown there.
That's correct.
Okay, so condition 12 should show the conditions that are related to site plan control. So we didn't have that in there before, and that's just to provide an added level of review for each lot. So the development of each lot would be subject to site plan control. You'd have the landowner have to provide a detailed site plan and ensure that there's appropriate building envelopes and that sort of thing. There's also reference to lot development plan, which is in keeping with site plan control, and that's in item 14, condition 14. And it also relates to a landscape plan that would be required. So these are just additional details with each individual site that weren't included. And then there's the removal of the PASCO agreement, and we had references to terrain analysis, and it should have been a slope study. So that was just changed with some of it was included in one of the other conditions and taken out under C5, the engineering and design. So the old 39 and 40 were taken out. And just a standard kind of boilerplate condition in letter D, which would be section 47, which refers to just dedications and easements. That's kind of a standard condition that just wasn't included with our particular conditions. It just speaks to the right for the municipality to place an inhibiting order on registering the lots in case the municipality needs additional information, in particularly conveyances. So conveyances for stormwater or roads. That's in this case, it wouldn't be a road, but it might be stormwater conveyance and that sort of thing. And that was essentially it.
Okay, thank you. After those comments, any questions, comments, concerns, discussion from council? No, okay. At this point, we'll take the vote. All in favor of the changes in the new resolution or the new agreement before us? That is unanimous, so carried. Thank you. Thank you, Kent.
Thank you.
We'll move on to bylaw 5.1, bylaw approval 59-2024, confirmatory. Resolution, please.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw, 59-2024 confirmatory, be deemed read a first, second, and final time and passed by council at the special council meeting held October 31st, 2024.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Poppke, second by Councillor Tripp. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Prior to going to adjournment, I'll just remind everybody that Remembrance Day ceremony at the Cenotaph in Calabogie will take place Sunday, November 10th at 2 p.m. There is a parade that will start prior to that, but I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. Thank you. And we'll now move on to 6.1, motion to adjourn. Resolution, please.
That the special council meeting of October 31st, 2024 be adjourned at 3:08 p.m.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Tripp, second by Councillor Poppke. All in favor? That is unanimous, so carried. Thank you. This concludes our meeting for today.